Hi guys, it's Ginger. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing some videos about some of my favorite movies. This is during the holiday season with Christmas and New Year's. People spend a lot of time watching movies and hanging out with their family. So I'm going to give you a few suggestions of some of my favorite movies. So let's get started. Now the first category that I'm going to do is sort of either for somebody who's a news junkie or a journalist, somebody who works in the business, which I used to do. I worked for newspapers for several years in a previous life. And so I'm going to give you, I've got five different movies here that either, that are all kind of journalism related. So let's get started. First is All the President's Men, which of course is about Watergate. If you aren't old enough to know what that was, look it up. But this is a good movie. Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman play Woodward and Bernstein, the two newspaper writers who discovered what had been going on with the break-in at the Watergate Hotel. So check this out. It says the film won 4 1976 Academy Awards: Best Supporting Actor, Jason Robards; Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Art Direction, and Best Sound. So it's an award-winning movie about an incredibly confusing time in our country's history. So check that out. Next is another story that was based on something that really happened. This is called Shattered Glass. This is about a young man named Stephen Glass who was working for a magazine called The New Republic. And it was discovered that a great majority of the stories that he was writing, which included people who were being quoted, was all made up. People, places, events were completely fictional. So it's about the discovery of that and about what happened. So check that out. That's really good. This was in, let's see. Okay, I think this actually was in theaters, but I saw it on HBO, and I liked it so much that I bought it. And it won several awards as well, like several of the film festival awards. So next is Capote, with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And let's see, he won Best Actor, Golden Globe, for his portrayal of Truman Capote. And this story takes place during the time when he was writing In Cold Blood, which is a book that was based on the murder of this family out in the middle of nowhere. This farm family were murdered, and this took place back in the 50s, I do believe. So it was very, it was a small town where this stuff took place, and it made all kinds of headlines, and then he wrote the book In Cold Blood about it. And this movie is about him interviewing the killers and writing the book and all that kind of stuff. So this is really good as well. So check that out. And this won a lot of awards. The next one is, this is one of my favorite movies. This was an HBO original film, Live from Baghdad. This was before this was just on the cusp of how news is today, where it's a 24-hour news cycle. So this was the beginning of CNN. This was back in 1990 during the first war in Iraq. So it just so happened that when the United States invaded Baghdad, CNN was there when it happened. So this is a story about the group of journalists and photographers that were over there when the poo hit the fan, and were there when it was all happening live. We're kind of used to that now, but when was this? 23 years ago, that sort of thing didn't happen. So this is a really, really great movie. I can sit and watch this over and over and over again, but that's the journalist that's still in my heart. I love that kind of stuff. It has Michael Keaton, Helena Bonham Carter, and you'll recognize a lot of the characters that they're playing from people who have been in the news business for a long, long time, in television news. So, check this out, Live from Baghdad. Now the last one also happens to have Michael Keaton in it. And this is the one movie in my pile here that's actually fictional, but at the same time is a very accurate portrayal of how it really is in a newsroom. I think that's why I love this movie so much. All the characters, the little crazy things that can happen, plus really fighting to try and get the truth of a story, which doesn't happen very often anymore. Everybody wants to get the paper out, but that's what this is about. This came out in 1994, so I was still in college when this came out and went and saw this at the theater. I love this movie. I can sit and watch this movie. It doesn't matter how many times. It's so good. This is a Ron Howard film. It's got Michael Keaton, Glenn Close, Randy Quaid, Robert Duvall, Jason Robards, Jason Alexander, Marissa Tomei. It's so good. It's so good. It's funny. It's got some funny stuff in it. It's got some serious stuff in it. One of the things that really impressed me was there's kind of a running joke throughout the film pertaining to this one character who, he's not a main character, but he has back problems, and he's always trying to find a chair that helps his back. And he finally just goes and buys a chair and wants them to reimburse him. Well, then his chair disappears. And that is something that really happens in the newsroom, because most of the time, because newspapers have such horrific budgets, and I mean, it's probably even worse now. I've been out of the business for over 10 years now, but it's probably even worse now. But you know, you find a good chair. Usually it's bequeathed to you from somebody who leaves to go somewhere else, and you guard that thing like it's, you know, you guard that thing with your life, because you spend a lot of time sitting in a chair typing up stories. And I mean, I spent the first 5 or 6 months of a newspaper job that I was at in a chair that leaned forward, so I was always feeling like I was going to be thrown out on the floor. So for somebody who's worked in a newsroom, that running joke about the chair in here just cracks me up. And then also living on Coca-Cola and stuff out of the vending machines is also pretty hilarious. So check this out. It's a really good, sort of lighthearted, there's some serious stuff in it, but basically it'll give you a pretty good idea of what it's like to be a fly on the wall at a newspaper. So that is my last film. So here they are. Here we are again. The Paper, Live from Baghdad, Capote, Shattered Glass, and All the President's Men. 5 of my favorite movies that all have something to do with journalism or journalists. So check those out. I hope you have a wonderful time maybe finding some other movies. If you find some other movies that have to do with the news or with journalists or journalism, let me know down below any recommendations you might have. Be on the lookout for some more videos like this, but that will be sort of action movies or chick-oriented movies. You know, I don't really like chick flick, but movies that girls may like more. And then another big category that I'm going to do is movies that are music related, where music plays a huge part in the film. So that'll be some of the things that you can look forward to seeing. And I guess that's everything. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of movies that you'll be watching this holiday season. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't want you to miss anything. And don't forget also that my blog is up on my website, which is called was that 3 W's? www.gingersjolander.com, which is GingerSjolander.com. I'll have that like right here. And I'll also have it in the down bar. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.